Okay, so this is mostly for people who own Vienna instruments pretty much because this is not really. There is a way to do this with just a solo pizzicato violin, but we're going to show if you own Vienna Instruments Pro and the Dimension strings, literally it's where you can load by the individual player. So this has given us an opportunity to do something cool, which is creating random pizzicato. If you just load 4 pizzicato players, okay, I didn't do that in order. I had that up there first. So and then this is the beauty of the I love the Vienna Instruments Pro player, which comes free with any VI instrument package now. So you used to have to buy this, but so we're just gonna load 4 separate players in, okay, individuals. I love the dimension strings because you could build string ensembles by the player, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to start messing around with this delay. What that does is cause the instrument to come out late. See what? And I have them panned just so they're not all in the center. Okay. And you're going to take the... another reason you'd want to use delay is if just... I'm trying to get this... tuning detuned. So you take each one. I'm sorry, I was getting lost in train of thought. Take each one of these and detune them, and you know, just pick randomly. It's random pizzicato. So that's a little too nice. So I'm gonna go for intervals that are a little bit less predictable sounding. So now on your sequencer, what are you gonna do? Don't even bother putting a click up there. Just start randomly playing. Make sure you hold notes down so the delay can cause the other notes to trigger. So play for a little while, and then when you're done, duplicate this track and immediately just retrograde it. Invert it. And most sequencers can do that. See, already we have something that's sounding very random kind of piz. Okay. So what we're going to do is keep duplicating this recording of just this one recording, and then I duplicated it 6 times through a bunch of randomness at everything. Meaning random times, random velocities, random everything. Most sequencers can do this if you highlight a track. Most DAWs can. So what I've got now is a bunch of massive randomness from one recording and 4 solo strings. So what I'm going to do is bounce this to track. That means we actually have 24 players, which is interestingly enough equivalent to one of the sets I have of string players for Violins 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to bounce this to track, and you're going to now turn this into a sample, okay? The whole point is to emulate. So export this and create a sample loop to load as a sample in like Contact or something. Contact 7. Or find a good sample loop area and put that in there. And then export it as a sample, literally just as a sample. Remember, don't distribute because this is Vienna's property. So, and then test it with something appropriate. So this, I wasn't overly worried about the greatest thing in the world. I just wanted to test it, and it does work out and especially that kind of scenario where you're doing very typical low-end kind of muddy chords, you know, film style. So it works out well for that. And this is the reason I'm doing this is because if you don't own a sample library that has this and the effects area, you now have it. If you own Vienna Instruments and the dimension strings, you can now create your own random piz sample, okay? And you can also do this with a solo violin patch, and I'm going to do that next time for people who don't have Vienna, because it's actually it's actually fun to do stuff like that, little experiments to try to emulate. That's all we're doing is emulating a technique. So And and again, the reason you don't want to use a full ensemble patch like 24 violins is because when you start getting to like that 6 or even just like 2 duplications, it sounds fake because it's the individuals now are just randomly pizzing all over the place. So you want that individual sound.